Well, guys, this is the video. The scammers.
Yes. So, one model your C6 is.
The thieves.
Attempt to do shit, buddy.
The con men.
Look at what I got to deal with. I mean,
we're going to talk about it here on KnightDriveTV today. I need your help. Stick around.
I always wanted to build fast cars, so self-taught I started with engine swaps, composites in my apartment to multiple shops, tuning, fabrication, and more. 10 years later, the big time, SEMA, Speed TV, a climb from nothing, but I lost it all. This is my new ride, KnightDriveTV. When failure is not an option, us car guys keep banging the gears of life.
So, yes, I am making this video, and it really is going to sum up what it's like. You know, this is nothing new in the sense of I've been going to SEMA many years, and I've talked to many people. This has been very prevalent for probably the past 20 years, if not longer, of obviously companies developing products, doing the work, putting in the time, the money to develop a product for the community, only to have it stolen right out from under them. And, and obviously there are other methods to make money, scams. Basically, I'm going to talk about it all here. And so let's start with the simplest, the friendliest scam, which is chargeback scams. So in the chargeback scam world, I'm not going to really define the process, but I will just suffice to say that this I had seen, and way back into the era of PayPal and eBay when I was selling product on those platforms in the mid-2000s. Basically, it's an exploitation of the policies and procedures that have to do with consumer protection laws. And so PayPal had their dispute process. Obviously, credit cards have their dispute processes. And people basically learn the ins and outs of these systems and how somewhat automated some of this has become. So basically, people learn the policies of these banks, these cards, Visa, MasterCard, and the procedures associated with those processing systems, and they realize that they can get their cake and eat it too. I do have, one example. I have several examples, but in one particular example, a person did buy a MaxDin. They paid for it up front. Initially, they did receive it according to tracking and all the information that was available, but claimed that they hadn't received it.
Please leave your message.
Yeah, we're going to leave them a message. I'm responding to your chargeback now. You claimed that you didn't receive the unit from UPS, but I do have definitive proof that you did receive it. So I'm going to be filing with the State Attorney General's office, and we're going to be filing a fraud claim. I was giving you a call to see what you want to do, if you want to weigh out, if you want to get back to me, but since you didn't answer, I'm going to go ahead and do what I got to do.
Hey, nothing. What's up, man?
Well, you clearly got the unit, so why are you filing a chargeback?
I don't have the unit, actually. Thank you very much.
I have proof you do, so.
Okay, well, if you could send me the proof, I'd really appreciate it. I can walk outside of my car right now, and I can show you what's in my car.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're going to be contacted very soon, so I mean, you will have plenty of people to show. So I do have proof you have it.
Okay, but if that's what you want to believe, that's fine with me.
Well, I mean, you're going to save yourself a lot of trouble here. I mean, I don't know why you would want to bring this upon yourself. I'm giving you a chance.
Again, I filed the claim and everything with FedEx. I didn't have the unit. I don't have it, dude.
You 100% have it. You can stop this at this moment, or we can go way, way farther with this. There's no point in doing it. You know, why cause yourself this kind of trouble? Why cause me this kind of trouble? They had gone through a bunch of different back and forth with me. I kind of knew what was going on, but there's sometimes not much you can do in the immediate sense. This is where tactics and schemes and knowing people online and a lot of that kind of stuff comes into play. I'm at the deadline on this. I've tried to call you and contact you. There's no point in causing yourself this trouble over this $1,695. I gave you a discount to begin with. So I don't understand why you're going to do this to yourself.
Well, here's what I'll do for you. I will drop the charge at my bank, but I am then going to go ahead and file a case too as well.
You can do whatever you want to do. If you want to revert to threatening me with a lawsuit, I have photos of your car.
Can you physically prove that it's my car and everything?
Yes, I can.
No, I'm not saying I'm filing anything against you. You contacted me and left me a voicemail stating you're going to file a lawsuit.
Just admit that you have the unit, because I have proof that you have it, but I think you need to man up and just admit you have it.
I've already canceled it for you.
You can't just admit that you have it, because you know you do. You've installed it already. I mean, I did a lot of work to develop these, dude. I'm a one-man show. You know, this is a lot of hard work for me and hardship. I'm very behind financially on these because of what it took to develop it. And people that defraud me like this, dude, it's just not cool, man. You know, this hurts my business. I get charged for this stuff. Like, this is serious consequences for me.
I'll call them and I'll make sure, and then I'll call you back and give you confirmation that they are canceling the chargeback free. But give me about like 20 minutes so I can get online with them.
Yep.
So it's automatically canceled right. She said right away. That's why I asked her. How does like the cancellation go? She says we're going to cancel it automatically. So they're just finishing up everything right now.
I just want a resolution to this, and my concern from here is you know, I still just don't have a grasp on what your position is.
Listen to me. You're making this into a big deal, like you're a child.
I'm pretty sure I'm making it into a big deal because you attempted to defraud me.
Attempt to do shit, buddy. I just advised you. I'm leaving it the f alone. If you need the money more than me, cool. Great. God bless you. Have a great day, man.
Lo and behold, I will just tell you, after a lot of back and forth and a lot of lies, I was able to obtain a photo of this person's car with the MaxDin installed in it, proving he had indeed received it. When I presented him with that information prior to involving authorities and police, really sparing him what I always do this. If you guys followed my Z06 when it got hit, the woman had no insurance, was smoking the devil's lettuce, and I should have called the police and didn't, let her go, and I ended up getting screwed because she didn't have insurance, and she gave me a fake insurance card. So again, I try to have sympathy. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. And the person reluctantly called his bank and forced them to send me the money, complained the whole time. I just need to see the funds go back into my account on my end. That's my only issue that remains.
I got no customer service. I don't call and I don't tell my customers the things that you left on my voicemail. But thank you for calling. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you calling and giving me the opportunity to cancel my dispute.
Yeah.
Again, I had to go and I had to look at 3 different addresses for this thing, and I still have it. But whatever, you got your little thing. That's cool.
Okay, so at this point, I've robbed you of $1,694. Is that your position?
Listen, I took screenshots of somebody else's shit. One time I took a screenshot and I posted it on my social media. I took a screenshot one fucking time because I thought it was freaking cool.
So, I mean, I just don't understand why you would give me money that if you didn't receive a product.
Again, because you're making this into a big ordeal, and obviously you need the money for your company. So then keep my fucking money then. Let me tell you, I'm not broke.
I have specific photos of your car that's definitely yours with a unit inside. So, I mean, all I'm saying is just pay me for it. And that's a fair deal, right? If you receive a unit and I receive money, we're good. That's a fair deal.
I wish your company success, and I personally won't refer you guys. I won't. But I wish your company success. I'm not going to speak negatively of you. I can give you that, but on social media or anything. But if anybody does ask me if you know, hey, oh, check this out.
Well, you're going to tell them I robbed you, right?
I'm going to say cool. That's what I'm going to say.
I mean, I would assume you would say he stole $1,694 from me.
Well, good luck. Don't change your address.
Okay.
Put the right address in there. That's what I'm going to tell him the first time. Put the right address in there.
Okay, but you definitely didn't get it, right?
Don't make a mistake. I have my financial institute on the other line. I need to finish with them because I need to process my funds over. I need to switch over my funds because right now I have like maybe $700 and something in my checking, so I need to switch my savings over. I sold my house, so I just have a lot of money. I've let it go. I let it go a long time ago. All right, appreciate you. Bye.
Little loony, but that is part of the, I would say, the friendliest, easiest ways. Some people, another angle to this was people are filing with their credit cards. If they are getting their credit card stolen, the banks are like, hey, we got you, no problem. We'll cover you. And so you may have a bank card or credit card that, it tells you, it's got fraud protection built in. Well, these guys, I've had this happen multiple times. People have called their credit card. Oh, I had a charge I didn't recognize. Wasn't yours, KnightDriveTV. It was someone else's. Another charge. But I told the bank that was the charge that was no good. And for some reason, the bank disputed every single charge I had. Now, I don't believe this. I'll be honest with you. I've gone through this process with banks. The banks ask you line item by line item. Do you recognize this? Yes or no? Do you recognize this? Yes or no? You can easily say yes or no. How I'm getting caught up in this process, I don't know. Some banks may potentially just be doing a clean sweep and trying to get the money back to the customer to be favorable in the customer's eyes. It does screw over small businesses. I've talked to others. They suffer from this just as much. There are ways to combat it, and I am doing a lot of those methods. So that's what they call friendly fraud. That's the term they like to use for that. I don't know what friendly, where the friendliness comes in, but that's it. So let's go to the next level, which is even worse, and we're going to progress up the ladder because this is going to get trickier. So the next level of scam, I would say, it's the Facebook scams, and it's the ones where they just merely take pictures of your car with a MaxDin installed, or my website photos, or something like that, repackage it as a for sale item somewhere on Facebook, whether it be in a group or a for sale group, and they say, hey guys, got this out of a junkyard car. There's some excuse always why it's way underpriced. And they say, we're recyclers. We part out Corvettes. We do this and that. In one instance, I even had a company claiming that they built the MaxDin and they were selling it direct to customers. I did have, kind of a situation where I was going back and forth with this scammer. A lot of these scammers are based out of Cameroon, Africa. And I was going back and forth with them. I said, hey, why don't you call me? I want to talk to you direct. They always want to do communications through text. They don't like to call. Hey, you're Jerry's Corvette parts in Tennessee. I mean, why can't you call me? I don't understand. Well, our phone doesn't work. Google's not working. Inevitably, after 3 days, they ended up calling me because I told them I want to buy 3 or 4 of these MaxDins. These seem great, and super cheap. And he said, oh yeah, we'll sell them to you for $1,000 a piece, and we'll ship them direct, and it'll be great, all through text. Well, when he called, clear, barely spoke English, sounded like he was 6,000 miles away. And basically said, yes, we created this product. Very short answers. I tried to record it on my phone. If I do have it, I'll show it, some of that to you here.
Hello, Damien. So what do you think I can do as proof to you guys that I've got what you're asking for?
So the first thing that I wanted to ask them was, can you show me a picture of multiple units sitting next to each other, and then just write a note of the date and your name or my name on the piece of paper?
Okay. So I'm going to get them for you and I'll send them. Is that okay?
So, of course, I was totally intrigued by all this because knowing that I was the one that made these, I said, how did you guys manage to build this?
Yes. So the way it was made, it was arranged and was designed to fit depending on what model your C6 is.
So after hearing that, I said, I have a custom carbon fiber interior, and I would really want it to match. And I mean, you guys make things. Do you think you can match it?
So if you have a picture of if you've got a picture of the interior, you can just send that to me and I'll have everything figured out.
So, of course, like any good customer wants to know about a new product, I said, how long have you guys been selling these? I've not seen them before. Is this something new?
This was just a new project, as you saw on the post. So it's been done for like a month now. So it's been tested on several C6 Corvettes, so you have nothing to worry about. Yeah.
So I said, I can't help but notice you have a bit of an accent. I said, is this all taking place in Tennessee? That's what it says on Facebook. You're definitely in Tennessee?
Yes, that's in Tennessee.
So after some back and forth, I said, the one thing I noticed is you wanted me to pay by Zelle. And I said, if you're a legitimate business in Tennessee, I don't understand why The Zelle payment goes to a woman named Taisha Campbell at Essence, Campbell Essences or something at gmail.com. So this is what he said.
No, sorry. That it belonged to my wife. So, but she's not around now. So, but I'm going to be sending you another email for the payment.
I'll try and update you guys and show you guys, though. I do try to get to these scammers as best I can, but you have to watch out on Facebook. People that actually don't have the product that you're trying to buy. If you can't call them and talk to them on the phone, if you can't Google search their business and see where this supposed Corvette salvage yard is, you shouldn't be buying anything from them. So that's definitely the Facebook scams. So what's the next level of being thieved and scammed, at least in my perspective, from the KnightDriveTV side of things? Well, it's all-out thievery. And so in the MaxDin's case, that was always going to be a risk. And we knew that bringing engineers overseas, flying them here, staying here in Airbnbs, flight costs, food costs, just their hourly and daily wages. Each time those engineers came here, it represented $20,000 to $30,000. They were here multiple times. Obviously, the time invested just by myself and the testing and the time that goes into that, stealing another company's intellectual property and the products that they had developed is something that's been going on a very long time. And the Chinese obviously are implicated in that to some degree. It's SEMA for years, they would walk the halls, they would pick up products, take pictures of things and go back overseas and create it. I will tell you, morally, they don't see the issue with it. As much as I've talked to the Chinese over many, many years, I've asked them directly if they feel they've made some type of change, no matter how insignificant that change is. They believe that they've created the product. If they've scraped data or measured every bit and part and piece that is a direct copy, but yet the outside is a different color, or the casting's made slightly different. I mean, they feel like they have their own product. So obviously, intellectual property laws and things in the United States are much more strict than that. Well, inevitably this does happen. I'm working with people overseas. We've talked about this. They're aware that it happens, but when they're part of the development, obviously they don't want it to happen to them. And some companies, I think, operate as true innovators, while many, operate more as copycats. And so in the MaxDin's case, we learned of a company that had kind of been targeting KnightDriveTV, specifically looking at the C6 product, and they have obtained and created one handmade copy. And the copy, I can tell you, this is a very subpar product. I've had the engineers that worked on the MaxDin unit with us analyze some of the screens, the software that's visible, and the product itself. Obviously, the asset, the value of having a company so close to me with Emma in China is that they can give me a lot of insight and knowledge that I would not otherwise have when it comes to certain things that you can see in a photo. So this unit, I can tell you, is going to be basically a lot of the HVAC data and things that are going to be pulled out of our unit are going to be implanted in this one. But the operating system that they're using, the boards that they're using, things that are visible on the screen indicates it's going to be a very subpar product. Secondarily, when a company does steal something like this and they do a hand-built prototype, 3D printing is enabling a lot of cheap and affordable rapid prototyping. But going into the phase of actually making molds, injection molding, developing a lot of connecting systems, mounting systems, things like that, that's very expensive. And these companies, they operate by a certain set of rules. They understand that the product is viable. They understand that it has a legitimate audience, but they don't have access to that audience. And so they don't want to invest the money unless they can get somebody basically on the hook with them to invest the money and basically copy it. So in this particular sense, there is a woman, and I'm going to show you what details I can about her on screen. She is going around Facebook attempting to basically hook a company in the United States to work with them to fund an essential copy and a scrape of what we've created. And so I can tell you I have a lot of measures in place that will create difficulties. And that's the extent I'm going to go to on this video. But I would discourage any company in the United States, if you are in the Corvette marketplace and you are trying to do honest business, that if you partner with this company, if you work with this company in any way, I will see it as a direct threat to my business and to what I'm doing, and I will see it as a direct point of theft. So I would discourage anybody from doing that and working with these people. So essentially, they have created the button slightly differently. They have been posting around Facebook, and so what I would encourage the community and all you guys to do, I have posted, videos on fraud and how to detect Instagram scammers. I try to contribute to the community always, to help the community not be scammed, not lose money, make good decisions. I've always been this way in the automotive aftermarket. What I'm asking is, if you see these people attempting to peddle this unit anywhere in the C6 space, I ask that you would report them to Facebook and report them to the admins of that group to be removed, because what they are freely doing is advertising a stolen piece of property, essentially, and it's very slightly changed and repackaged with slightly different buttons and a slightly different interface screen. But the core of it, I can tell you, we can identify 100% is ours. So there's no question beyond a reasonable doubt that this is 100% a stolen piece of property. Some products that are made in China, there's nothing wrong with them, but what's wrong with them tends to be the customer support, the service, the warranty, the ability to have someone to contact to understand a problem, things like that. And that partnership between my company and the company overseas, that's what makes these products viable. The moment that you support theft and someone that's taking it for less money and maybe selling it to you for a little bit less, I can tell you, you're going to lose categorically. You're going to lose the support. You're going to lose the ongoing support, which is even more important. It's one thing for your unit to work the day you install it, but a year later, if your phone doesn't connect or something like that and you can't get support, you're going to be left out to dry. And this has happened many times. But, to wrap up the MaxDin situation, we do have many, many tactics in place. We anticipated this was going to happen, and I can tell you that it's not going to go easily. So for them or for anyone that works with them. So good luck. But let's move on to the next one. And the next one is just full bore. The scammers have realized that we can't sell on Facebook. Let's just build a huge website. Great SEO, ranking on Google. Let's just build a mega site of a ton of Corvette product, that just is for sale all across the web. And then people will come, give us the money, and then they'll never get their money back. Now, unfortunately, this mirrors some U.S.-based businesses. I could name a few. I'm probably not going to at this point, but there is one company that used to sell some headlights for C5, has a website basically of all kind of product that is made by other companies. You pay that company, said company, the website that you're on, and then they basically take that money, go call the company that makes the product, says, hey, drop ship this to the customer, and then they keep 10%, 5%, something like that. But the issue is they oftentimes don't send the money to that company. Well, the scammers, the Cameroons, the ones who can't sell on Facebook anymore, they are going to all-out websites. I had a customer reach out to me and say, hey, your headlights, your entire website essentially has been scraped and put on to this web platform that looks very legit. He said, if I weren't an IT guy, I wouldn't have caught it, because it's just such a trustworthy looking site that it doesn't spur you to investigate. Once you actually start to look through these things, you can see the indicators, and a lot of people would say, oh, well, I would never be tricked by that because, look, there's a word misspelled or there's this, but it's after the fact that they're told this is a scam site. When you just organically find something on Google and you click to go to it and you're on the website, you believe it's legitimate. I have some plans in place ahead. The community is going to have to work together to combat this inevitably. Having a website that describes just the authorized, trusted sellers and things like that. There has to be a better centralized place for Corvette guys to go. And look, every community is going to have to do this. It's hard to gather a lot of people. As many people as I try to show videos and talk to doesn't mean I'm going to reach even 2% or 5%. People, generally don't share videos necessarily. They watch it. They may throw a like, which, hey, if you could throw a like and a comment in this video, it would definitely help. But definitely, the word doesn't necessarily spread that great. That's the deal, guys. I'm facing a lot of scams, facing a lot of issues, and obviously the supporters of Night Drive TV and those of you who buy the products, I would ask that you protect the product as well. And I know this, you know, we all have lives, we all have things to do. You guys work, you guys got kids and grandkids and car shows to go to, and you're like, I ain't got the time to worry about this. You know, it's just in passing. If you're in groups and you see something that is strange, tell me about it. Send me a message. I try to get to everybody. And so that's the best thing I could say, guys. You know, fighting these scams, it makes it very hard to continue to make products, but we'll always do it. There are methods and there are tricks, and many of which I can't talk about because I still implement those things. So that's about it, guys. That wraps up the Tuesday video. I'm trying to do Tuesday and Saturday consistently. Please also on Sundays in the Facebook group, the Night Drive TV Facebook group, I'm trying to do a live video every Sunday in that group that pertains to the members of Night Drive TV. I do have some things ahead that are pretty exciting. We have a lot of different content. You know, as many of you guys have picked up, I have a Hummer H2, we have the Tahoe, we do some off-road stuff, but we also do a lot of Corvette stuff, and I'm just going to start to throw a little bit of everything for you guys out there to know that, I mean, there's more to my life than Corvettes. It's surprising, yes, I know, but, you know, as you can see, I've played guitar for a very long time, and, you know, this was Zach's son was out here. And we went to the guitar store. He didn't like my guitar. I have an Ivan. You know, I've got other guitars that are not this guitar, but he was like, man, I can't feel your guitar. Your guitars just don't play the same. You know, I need something that thrashes, you know, the shreds. He's a young guy. So we picked that up, and it's his travel guitar. But I told him I'm going to put it on the wall. So it is you know, a pretty cool guitar. It plays super well, and it's a clean V, and I figured I'd hang it there. And maybe I'll switch out. I got other guitars. Maybe I'll throw one up there. So basically, Night Drive TV is about, you know, our life. Lace and I, the climb of building this business. This time around, I've had a lot of businesses, a lot of shops, a lot of history on Night Drive TV, and some of that maybe I'll go into even more someday. But I just want the channel to reflect what I'm doing and who I am a little bit more. I love the business focus, and I think it's cool, but, you know, there's a lot more to me than Corvettes and headlights and a MaxDin radio. So that's my little end spiel. I hope you guys continue to watch the channel and sub, and I'll catch you again on the next one. See you later.